Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the October 5th, 2019 special edition of The Breast There Is, The Breast There Was, and The Breast There Ever Will Be Wrestling Podcast. As always, I am your host, Mikey B, WWE. And today's special podcast is because tomorrow evening will be the WWE's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Interestingly enough, at the moment, just over 24 hours from when the pay-per-view is set to take place, there's only 4 matches listed officially on basically anywhere online when you look, even WWE.com, which I typically will refer to for my official match card. They don't even have anything posted yet. And I'm unable to make this podcast conducted tomorrow, so I'm going to have to basically give my predictions for the few matches I already know which will take place, as well as a few potential rumored ones. As always, I should say, since this season of doing this podcast, I'm only factoring into my prediction rate matches which actually wind up appearing on the card, because oftentimes on WWE.com or other reliable sources, they'll say certain matches are occurring, but then they will appear on the kickoff show, which I've never counted towards my prediction rate. So, since this is a bit of an unusual circumstance, I am going to give predictions on all the official matches and potential rumored matches. But at the end of when the event comes and goes, I will only factor in the matches which occurred on the actual main card that actually transpires. So that's important to note. So let's start with the matches which we know officially will happen tomorrow evening at Hell in a Cell. We do have a couple Hell in a Cell matches on the card. The first one is for the Universal Championship between champion Seth Rollins taking on The Fiend Bray Wyatt. It was quite a conclusion at last month's pay-per-view at Clash of Champions when Bray Wyatt showed up to basically attack Seth Rollins after Seth Rollins had just finished defeating Braun Strowman. So this is a feud, even though I thought Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman was a feud that I could see carry on for a while, and hopefully does pick back up at some point, because Braun Strowman is one individual who I certainly believe deserves some championships in the WWE, because he's been a fixture in the main event picture for quite some time. But that said, The Fiend Bray Wyatt, he's quite an intriguing heel character. He's extremely creepy. This is a feud or a program which I could also see lasting for a few months' time, but who knows? Of course, only Vince McMahon and his creative group know that. Seth Rollins has been the champion for nearly this entire, since WrestleMania this year. He's been holding on to that belt almost exclusively the whole time, so I don't think he's going to lose it just yet. I think Bray Wyatt as The Fiend is an incredible heel character, one of the creepiest characters WWE has come up with in quite some time. And I could easily see him becoming champion again at some point in the coming months, but I don't think it's happening tomorrow night. I still think Seth Rollins' championship reign will resume. So Seth Rollins will be my pick for that particular match. The next match on the card is the other Hell in a Cell match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship, with champion Becky Lynch taking on Sasha Banks. Their championship match at Clash of Champions last month ended in a disqualification, so here we are for round 2. I believe I said before that matchup for that pay-per-view, I could see this being a program which could last a few months, certainly. These two are old rivals, and they're two of the best of the newer generation of female wrestlers in the company. This one is tough to say. Sasha Banks, again, a lot of times when they have a character returning after being absent for quite a while due to injury or for whatever reason, they like to keep them red hot by getting some victories, even if they're a heel character and they do it in a dirty fashion or a controversial fashion. That said, though, and even though I'm with that logic, you would think, okay, Sasha Banks is poised to win the Raw Women's Championship again. I just don't see, similarly to her real-life boyfriend Seth Rollins, I don't see Becky Lynch losing the belt just yet. I think this feud, as well as potentially the Rollins and Bray Wyatt feud, could both extend to SummerSlam, Survivor Series next month. Or, of course, there's also that Crown Jewel event, which I guess none of these female matches will be a part of, since WWE likes to do business with people that won't allow female competitors, which is absurd. So anyways, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, I could see carrying over to Survivor Series. I do think Becky Lynch is going to come away with the retaining the belt here, though I don't know. I know this one I could easily wind up regretting after, but I'm sticking with Becky Lynch to retain over Sasha Banks, and maybe that will happen next month with Sasha Banks winning the belt. So Becky Lynch is my pick for that second match. The third match is a tag team match with tag team Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns taking on Eric Rowan and recently returned Luke Harper. I bet on Roman Reigns to win last month, and Luke Harper returned and helped Rowan defeat Roman Reigns. So I've been up and down with Roman Reigns predictions this year. I would think it would be a poor decision to have Eric Rowan and Luke Harper being newly reformed, their first pay-per-view match since Harper's returned. It's bad business sense for them to lose, I think, or it's a bad storyline creative sense, I should say, for them to lose to Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. I hope Daniel Bryan returns as a heel again, because to me this makes sense. I can see Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. There's just a feeling I get that this is they're building towards these two having a big match at one of the upcoming major pay-per-views, either Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, or WrestleMania. So I'm guessing Daniel Bryan's going to screw over Reigns and rejoin with Rowan and Harper and continue on as a heel again. So I'm thinking Eric Rowan and Luke Harper will be victorious in this tag team match under very dubious circumstances. But they are my pick to win. And hopefully my Roman Reigns predictions, hopefully I am correct on this one, even though I've had more incorrect guesses than correct ones for Roman. And the fourth match listed as an official match is Bayley. It's for the SmackDown Women's Championship, with champion Bayley taking on Charlotte Flair in once again a rematch from last month's Clash of Champions match. I picked Charlotte Flair last month to win the belt, and I was wrong, but I'm going to stick with it again because she's very elite, and I think it would make good sense for her to have the belt again. Even though they're, again, much in the same way the Becky Lynch-Sasha Banks matchup, I could be wrong. Sasha Banks and Bayley, their dynamic and their closeness, I could easily be mistaken, and both of them could come away as winners tomorrow night. But I'm picking Charlotte anyways. I stuck with her last month, and I'm going with her again this month to win the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship over Bayley. And now to go to a few of the rumored matches that might be on tomorrow night's card. Might, but also might not be. We have no idea. One is for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, with champion Shinsuke Nakamura going against Ali. I think Nakamura will retain since he's been aligned with Sami Zayn. I don't see this ending, his title reign ending just yet. Ali, though, is someone I like this matchup, and I think Ali is someone who will probably win this belt soon from Nakamura, but I don't think that will happen tomorrow night just yet. So I'm picking Shinsuke Nakamura to retain the Intercontinental Championship over Ali, if that match even happens. And another rumored match we have, it would be for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, with champions Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss taking on the Kabuki Warriors. I think I'd chosen them to lose. I did. Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss chose them to lose to Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville last month, and they still retained. This one, if this match happens, I'm going to go with... I think I gotta... because I chose them to lose, and I think I should pick them to retain. I'm going with Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss to retain if this match happens. So that's my pick, Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. And another potential rumored match is Kofi Kingston taking on Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, of course, is defeated Kofi Kingston this past week on SmackDown to win the WWE Championship, and was then confronted by Cain Velasquez, another MMA guy. So if this match happens, I think Brock Lesnar will win, but then there will be another showdown and potential scrap with Lesnar and Velasquez. So we'll see. It appears they're building up something for Lesnar and Velasquez. Either it's Survivor Series or Crown Jewel or some upcoming show. But it's unclear if this Kofi Kingston Brock Lesnar match will even be for the WWE Championship. Who knows? Regardless, if that match happens, I'm picking Brock Lesnar. So there you have it, folks. It's a bit of an unusual pay-per-view prediction show, given that WWE seems to be really taking their sweet time to organize and announce the official matches. So all I can do, given that I'm doing this one day early, just like 27, 28 hours before the actual show, you would think they would have everything finely tuned, but that's what happens when they start jamming up these pay-per-views together too closely. They're scrambling, it appears, to come up with the official match card. So regardless, since I'm unable to conduct this podcast tomorrow, I gave it here today, and I gave all the predictions I could. So that said, thanks very much for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel below if you enjoyed what you heard. And thanks very much, and see you next time.